One of the biggest opportunities we as collectors have, and I am as guilty of this as anyone, is not appreciating the cards we have because we're always in the pursuit of the next card, either for our set, our player set, our team set, whatever it is we are collecting. We seem to always fail to recognize and appreciate the cards we've already obtained in our life. And so what I have done to combat this process is in 2025 to go through my complete 250 card T206 polar bear set. On Instagram right now, which is at CRT_sportscards, I am going through every single card by card, and I started that process in December of 2024, and I'm going to carry through that through 2025. But in today's video, we're going to talk about cards 1 through 15 in my complete T206 polar bear set. Card number 1 in the T206 polar bear set is this Ed Abitissio. This is one of 2 cards that he has in the T206 set. A couple of years ago, was in a low grade crack out phase, and so this you'll see on the screen used to be in a PSA 1 slab, but right now, of course, it is in raw form, obviously crease all the way down from top to bottom. But for card number 1, I absolutely love the red and blue sleeves that Ed has, and it has an incredibly dark blue back to the card. Now, card number 2 in the set is this hand-cut Fred Abbott. This card appeared with 79 others back in 2018 on a website called Weiss Auctions in 2 different polar bear hand-cut lots. The provenance of the sheet is unknown. One thing in T206 is we've never found an uncut sheet of cards, but someone back in the day hand-cut these. I would absolutely love to upgrade it to have a non-trimmed version, but from a presentation perspective and the dark blue back, this is a phenomenal, in my opinion, Fred Abbott for card number 2. Next up is our very first graded card in the set. It is this Doc Atkins SGC 3. This is one that I picked up at the 2022 National, but here again, very, very clean back. The front presents very well. I have no interest in upgrading this card for my set, as this one presents very well, and it's also very nicely centered. Now, unlike that Atkins, which is nicely graded as a 3 and centered, the next one here we have Red Ames. This is completely off-center top to bottom, but from a crease perspective, it looks really good here. Again, you know me, my rule, of course, was a dark blue back, but this is one that here again does present kind of well, but it's a nice card that maybe in the future I will look to spend some money to upgrade this, but at the moment, Red Ames is not on my radar to upgrade for my set. From Red Ames, then we go to a nicely creased John Anderson. This one is, thankfully though, crease mainly left to right. Yes, there is a little bit of a crease right there, I think, in his face, but for the most part, you see that crease across the middle of the card. Here again, though, very, very dark blue, no paper loss back. Now, moving away from John Anderson, the next one here is probably the second worst condition card of the first 15. This is a severely creased, and if I took this out of the card saver, this card is actually in 2 pieces, right there in the middle where Boston meets. But this is Frank Arianes, and if I could definitely find an upgrade this year, I would do it. But here again, it's not exactly on the list. It does, though, have some very nice polar bear staining or polar bear tobacco staining on the very top right there. But you will see another far worse card here in a few minutes. Now, getting into a little bit better of a looking card, we have this Herman Armbruster as an SGC 4. Another really solid red background card. Again, as well, the back is phenomenal. You've got some staining right there, but presentation is, to me, unmatched, and it's a great looking 4. I, of course, only want to have an SGC 3 set, but if I can find a deal on a 4 or higher, which I do have in some of these cards, I'll pick it up. But this is an SGC 4 of Armbruster. Now, my love, of course, is in SGC. I do have a couple of PSA cards here. So this is Jake Atz. This is a SGC, or sorry, this is a PSA 2.5. Again, super, super clean, dark blue back. I'd have to look at it closely, but I'm not sure there were many creases in it. But overall, a fantastic looking card for the set. Now, for some reason, in this next card, when I submitted my Hall of Famers, I just missed this card. I have no idea why this Home Run Baker card is ungraded or why I didn't submit it when I submitted all of my Hall of Famers last year to SGC. But as it currently stands, this is my lone non-graded Hall of Famer in my set. This is probably a 1, maybe if I'm lucky a 1.5, but overall, the very first Hall of Famer. No real issues with the face there, but a nice Hall of Famer. Next up we have is the next PSA card. We have Neil Ball again here in a 2.5. Back of the card, phenomenal. Dark blue, no paper loss. When you see these cards backwards as one with that dark blue back, they really stand out, and it really validates my choice to go after great looking backs. I never really cared what the front looked like, but this is Neil Ball in a PSA 2.5. Now, not all of my cards look that good for my set. Here we have William Barbaroo, otherwise known as Jap. That's a name I'd rather we not use for the player, but it is kind of what it is with him in general. This one is trimmed. I have a ruler I use for, I'm not sure I can get this in the video or not, but I use this for measuring T206 cards. Got it on Amazon, but this card is absolutely trimmed. It looks really good, but it's a little bit short both ways. So I wish they wouldn't have updated, or I wish they wouldn't have taken the edges off back in the day. But I mean, from a binder set, from in the pages, this card looks quite phenomenal, although it is altered. Next one is going to be my highest, or the highest graded Cyberger, or Cybarger, sorry, in the actual set itself. Now, this one is one of 2 4.5s. The other one, you'll see here in a second, is completely off-center, left to right, but this one, to me, is far and above the best 4.5. So I will say this is the highest graded Cybarger out there in SGC. But if you want to debate that the other one is better, I will have that discussion, because I'd be curious if anyone thinks that the other one is far better. And again though, represented as the old adage of buy the card, not buy the grade. Now, from Cybarger, we move to the worst looking polar bear card of the first 15. Here we have Jack Barry. This one, though, has some junk on the front, crease through the face, has some stuff, of course, over the name. But the thing that really makes me mad, or not mad, but when I want to upgrade this, is the back. It does have paper loss. It's completely soiled, which I love, but it has that paper loss. So when you put this back up against every other back in the set, these really stand out when they're ugly like this. So this, of course, I'd rather continue to build my 520 this year, but if I can find a low grade or a low price Jack Barry, I will absolutely upgrade this, because this card is ugly. But now, getting back to some prettier cards, we have number 14. We have Shad Barry right here. Let's move these out of the way. This again is a SGC3, centered, in my opinion, very well. Again, beautiful back. But overall, very, very nice for my polar bear set. And then ending here, card number 15 is going to be Emil Batch. This one, outside of the crease that goes right through his face, this card does look really nice. I do like it. I, of course, would love to upgrade it, but, you know, for the most part, this is a very nice binder copy, which, again, was my goal originally with the polar bear set, was to buy and complete a complete 250 card raw set. Now, when I got to about card 200, I changed that mindset and picking up more graded cards. But the unique feature of this batch card is this is a diamond cut. You can see the top border is slanted from right to left, you know, taller on the right side and then lower on the left. But you can also see on the back here, this is a great example of a diamond cut T206 card.